Good afternoon. Yeah, late evening. Didn't go to sleep till like 3, 4 o'clock this morning, whatever. This video's, of all things, going to be dedicated to my oldest son. The child who was raised by his mother, his stepdad, and his grandma. You know, this child right here, I didn't have influence on him growing up. I didn't get to have rights to him because his mom and stepdad would withhold him and use him like a power tool to punish me. And so, the outcome of his upbringing is what you just saw there. That's the kind of parenting he had. You wouldn't see that with my younger son, although he turned into quite the little prick when it comes to the influence of that family. Both families have been working together. Both my wife's family and my older son's mom's family. Kenneth, yes, just looking at one of your wedding pictures and seeing everybody who liked it. Yeah, you made sure to make your rounds out, including like with Nita Cruiser and all that stuff. The people who were fucking over your grandparents. You made a point to make your rounds. I know at this point, I'm pretty damn sure of it, you're even linked with Matt. Not just Phil. You've been at core at a lot of this. You still having fun doing your cocaine while you're drinking? Because I know how much you like your coke when you get drunk. Is that where your seizure came from? That you had in the driveway? You've been doing too much dope while you're drinking? I mean, it wasn't me calling my mom, telling her that, so what? My brother and I like to do coke once in a while when we get drunk. I mean, that picture is enough to tell you everything about that young man and his upbringing. That's where a lot of this hatred has come from, is from him and his grandmother. And a mom who can't seem to think for herself and tell her own fucking family when to back the fuck off. And to tell a child that doesn't listen for shit to anybody and thinks he can keep doing what he's doing. He thinks this shit's funny. I know who that I'm pretty sure that's who liked the last bit. That's why this one's specifically dedicated to you, Kenneth. You destroyed lives for the sake of what? Because you're getting butt-ass angry that I got help from your grandparents and co-signing for a home, the same way you got help for a trailer that's sitting right here that you've been fucking with your grandparents' credit with? I recognize there's a good chance that even my own parents are involved in a lot of this. Yeah, as of right now, there's only 3 people at the given moment that has my new number. And of course, that is my dad. The other 2 people being my realtor and my doctor. Nobody else. Because honestly, I think even one of my longest best friends knows more than I do, because he even on his friends list, stuff like that, they're on Facebook. When we were friends, a lot of those people that were involved in this are friends with him too on there. Does he converse with them all the time on there? No, I don't think so. He doesn't spend a lot of time on there. Most dudes conversing through Facebook is just Messenger. But yes, this created a whole can of worms, because Kenneth, you made your rounds and you got help from your brother and all this. And then through that, you got help from your grandma, and eventually turned your mom and got her to start doing some fucked up things. Did your mom take the money that she had reserved for her granddaughter and decide to give it to your mom to pay her to fuck this over? Or did Phil pay her a bunch of money to have sex? Because she was being called Miss Moneybags for a while there in a player by her own best friend Bray, and Melissa thought it was funny. I paid attention to all that stuff. You turned your mom into a hooker, a prostitute. Does that mean in literal sense? No. You got her taking money to hurt people. You got her taking money to make you guys happy. She's your very own personal hooker. She's a prostitute. If you're going to be selling yourself to make people happy like that. Money or not, you need to reevaluate yourself. And Kenneth, you fucking taking in and doing your part in this, I think you need to reevaluate yourself as not just a child yourself, but what would you like to have done to you with your kids? Because I can tell you right now, with your attitude and everything and the way you treat people, you're going to start doing it to your own kids too. Why do I keep calling you out on your shit all the time all those years? Because you acted just like your stepdad, just like you're doing now. And your attitude was, well, my stepdad, at least took care of us. Yeah, your stepdad was going to try real hard on taking care of you, Kenneth. I don't know how many times he kept trying to throw you in jail for molesting your little brother and sister. At least that's what you were accused of. See, the guilty are the ones who run when they know they did something wrong. You're at core. You're one of the people who are at core for all this shit. Just like your mom. That's why she doesn't have the backbone to even talk to my dad so that there's communication where your fucking trailer's concerned, Kenneth. Because after all, you guys are fucking him over. He didn't do shit to you. I didn't even do shit to you to deserve what I got from you. Your butt-ass jealousy, trying to compete with your own fucking dad to make your dad look bad, while you're helping your mom fuck her life up, while she's out trying to convince me that she wants to marry me, but she's been having an affair with somebody else the whole time? And you find that funny, Kenneth? Think about your own marriage. One day you wake up and your wife, ends up fucking doing the same thing to you. Does it mean she's actually going to do it? No, just put yourself in those shoes for once. Something tells me, considering I have heard nothing but good where your wife's concerned, I don't think she's that kind of person, but you are, Kenneth. You were raised by those kinds of people who taught you those same morals. And you're running around acting like you're better than everyone at this point. All for the purpose to attack your dad. And you think it's funny. I'm aware of a lot more than you realize or care to even think. What your mom has said and the slips that she's made, and then what she admitted to here just over the last few days, sort of kind of opened the whole fucking, floodgates. The idea you guys paid your mom to do that. And she got herself stuck into a situation that she gets to live with. I asked her to return the house key and just put it in the lockbox, and her response is, I don't want to be accused of something, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? If something happens at that house and the key is not in that lockbox, who has the key? Your mom. That's how smart she is. It's how you guys have fucked with her head enough that she's can't even think her shit out right either. If something happens at that house and she's the only one with the key, who do you think is going to be the one getting fucking talked to? I'm not going to her to get that key back, and if I do, I'll show up there with the police. You guys, including her, have pulled enough shit. She financially exploited my ass on the behalf of your guys' request. She took advantage of a disabled man, drained him financially all that fucking time, having him pay for all the bills, while she got to keep the majority of her money to go party and do whatever the fuck she wants. And most likely gained a new drug addiction with her friend. Considering I realize all of you are running around in the same circles of people. I mean, this is a kid who is slinging pot for his grandpa. And other people. I wouldn't be surprised if Phil was the other person that was having him sling dope, that moldy pot. I actually wouldn't be surprised if that was his dope hookup for out here, or one of them. I just wouldn't be surprised. The fact that both my kids were proud to be alcoholic cokeheads, and then want to get pissy because my oldest son had made that statement 3 times. And then we also got a phone call from another friend of theirs, Cody, who literally took the time to hunt my ass down and get my number to let me know what my younger son was doing and saying. But because they're grown-ass men and adults, because grown-ass men and adults act the way that you guys have been acting, they intentionally go out and try and destroy other people's lives because they're being angry little spit fucks. You gotta go look in the mirror now, too. You guys literally took part in some serious fucking mental abuse the last several years. And I have more than enough proof to fucking go press charges on your mother. Your mom is admitted to enough. I already have enough proof on the financial exploitation. All of it. You don't stay with the man, have him keep a roof over your head, pay for all the living expenses till he's broke, and then you cover just like maybe $100, $200 in food. Use his personal information to go get the county to pay for the bills so you can keep your fucking money and go have fun. That's called financial exploitation of a disabled person. Your mom committed a severest federal crime over the last few years at your direction. While she's out having affairs with another man, trying to mislead me that I'm in a serious relationship, that I'm going to be getting married, that I want to be, because I wanted to marry your mom. I wasn't going to marry somebody who was being unfaithful and doing the things that she was doing. I was giving her more than enough time to stop. And you guys kept going, and then she kept coming back, would get me to believe things are different. I'm her soulmate, this, that, and the other. Be right back. I know she knows what these are. You see that? I gave her the money back for this and all that because she made the primary payment, but I paid her back the next day. See, I was being led into going into a marriage with your mother while she was having an affair with somebody else. And while she's been in love with somebody else. And you guys very much took a part of all this and you knew about it. You guys all were intentionally planning to commit some serious fraud. The intent was to fuck me over where my house was concerned. That your grandparents helped us get into so that your mom and us had a more stable, hopefully had a more stable environment. And stable home that was not so financially fucking stressful like that one bedroom that we were dealing with. This is where I'm at with it, considering the ring will never go on her fucking hand. This one's mine. It's a white gold with the rose gold rope twist band on it. And then right here, this was going to go on your mom's fingers. But I gotta say, you know, if a woman was to find out the shit that you and your mom pulled and all that, do you think they would have a problem putting that ring on their finger just out of spite of your mom? Because she had no problems having an affair? Trying to get me to believe that she wanted me to marry her? She didn't want to marry me for the purpose of marriage. She wanted to marry me for the purpose of fucking me over where that house was concerned. Whether it was taking the house, or fucking taking the money that came from the house, or getting to wherever it was that we were getting to. So she's a lot closer to you, Kenneth. And then she pulls some shit, just like she did a couple years ago, so that she'd go run off to be with Matt. To try and take my home. You guys have been out trying to slap me being crazy and all this shit. You guys have been attacking your dad who's on spectrum. And I hope you're happy with this, Melissa. You can go fucking talk to your kids, your mother, your friends, all the people that convinced you that what you were doing was okay. Yeah, I'm still paying for these. See, the thought was, too, one of the things that I thought about doing, but I realized I'm not going to, is if your mom and I had not married, I was considering possibly sending these rings to you, Kenneth. For you and your wife. Since Christian's not her child, you are. You are your mom's and my child, obviously. And I would have rather those gone to you and your wife than your brother and his wife or soon-to-be wife, because you're obviously your mom's offspring. That's who it would go to. $2,000 in rings for nothing, basically. I mean, my favorite part in all this, though, when it comes down to it, is I made sure that I at least had a decent watch for that day, too. It meant a lot to me where this was concerned. And because in your head, you think people who get SSD, they got it for free. When your fingertips don't seem to work, they work when you want to call people racist things or make threats to your dad. But you can't seem to look up that SSD and SSI are not the same. Same with your grandmother. You actually have to work for SSD. It doesn't come to you for free. SSI does. You could jump that border, go right into one of the Oregon offices, show them a random piece of mail, and apply for it, and more than likely get it. SSD, no, you actually have to fucking work. You have to be holding down a job. And in order to get it, you have to have worked an X amount of time. So when you get those fucking letters in the mail telling you that, you know, you worked this amount of time, this is how much you can get, blah, 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 from Social Security for your retirement stuff, what do you think I've been getting? I would have been more willing and apt to go back to work if all the responsibilities of that house, the repairs, the maintenance, everything was on my shoulders alone. Your mom wants to talk about how she was tired having to drive to Medford, go work fucking 40 hours a week, drive back type thing every day. And then sit on her ass while I made her dinner, fed her, did the dishes majority of the time, all that. The only thing that she did on her part was the laundry, because I don't fold shit right the way she folds it. So I wouldn't necessarily do all the laundry. I'd do it where I can, but she got to fold it. She had a man at home taking care of her, doing everything he was supposed to do on his part while at home. I mean, after all, her wonderful wise friend keeps her husband locked at home, no job or anything. He doesn't have an income. So why isn't he a piece of shit? Because he's doing exactly what I was doing. Even what I was doing when I was married, still married to Christian's mom. So Jason must be a low-life piece of shit too, because he doesn't have a job. He's a stay-at-home dad, taking care of kids, taking care of the home, while his wife is working. And anytime a woman tries to cross a certain path or a certain line, she'll jump down her throat. Stay away from my husband, blah, 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 blah. You know, only if your mom had done that where I was concerned, instead of going out with her friends to have affairs. I might have tried a little bit harder when it came to going back to work. I had no energy left. I had no drive. Why keep slaving away for somebody who's ungrateful and treats you like shit the way you and your mother did towards me? With your support. I'm not money driven. And at some point, I think your wife and them are going to realize that the only reason why you married into that family is because she comes from a rich family that's richer than your grandma's. One day they'll recognize it. If they haven't already. Yes, you're working in a car dealership. All that crap. You're doing good, and you're making decent money at what you're doing. But you're not proving anything other than that you have a love of money and it fuels your hatred towards your dad. If your hatred towards me is what's helping you get through life and do well in life, then you know what? Keep hating me. Just keep it to yourself. And don't be out trying to help others ruin their life just because you hate who your dad is. I didn't ask for this shit. I didn't ask for the NF2. I didn't ask for the Aspers. I didn't ask for any of that. Just as you didn't ask for the stepdad you had. And you didn't ask for the various things that you've had to deal with. It's nobody's right to keep punishing you and judging you for that shit. The way you've been doing. I see a bunch of people who spend a lot of time passing judgment on somebody, like you guys did, for being faithful to his fiancée. For fighting for his relationship. For fucking making a shit ton of sacrifice, being broke just to try and keep a roof over her head and your own head. When your kids and everybody are sitting there kicking you down no matter what, even when you're down, and they keep kicking you, there's no reason I'm going to get up for you guys ever again. I'm thankful, though, that with everything that's gone on, I was given enough strength to stand up on my own. Any woman at this point that can simply stay loyal and faithful and honest to her relationship is a better woman than what I had this last time around. And she don't have to be rich. I'm not about gold digging like you did, Kenneth. And your mom. And your grandma. Seems to be a family trait. I meant what I said. Anybody. The woman could be... Hell, when it comes down to it, the woman could be an ex-convict out of prison. She straightened her... And so long as she straightened her shit up, and she was to still stay faithful and loyal and honest to her relationship and the person she's with, she's still a better person than I've ever been with. Because at least that type of person could acknowledge their wrongs, face their wrongs, deal with their wrongs, correct their wrongs, and become a better person. Not allow their kids or their mothers or these other people to pay them or influence them into being something that realistically they despised not just fucking a few years before they started doing this shit. I didn't deserve what happened. Your grandparents didn't deserve any of this either. And seeing all those people that you're linked to, Kenneth, I know you're the person at the center of everything, of a lot of this. Not just your mom. You're very much at core. Your brother's right next to you, along with your grandma. Along with Bray. That wonderful wise friend who brags about doing drugs while pregnant and getting away with it. She ever stopped to think that maybe that's why her son was born the way he was. But she's proud of that. I could talk about things that happened in my past while, being a dumb kid doing drugs with my friends and partying and shit like that. But you're never going to hear me brag about something like that. I had to learn a long time ago to get my shit together. And when Christian's mom called me to ask me if I wanted custody of him and wanted him to come live with me, I cleaned my shit up. Yeah, you guys got to watch me drink on the weekends with Nikki, which I wouldn't be surprised is also a part of this stuff. I know Ed's a part of this shit too. because I realized that it's not a coincidence that my three-wheeler and my truck both within 24 hours got fucked up, and Ed's hands were on both of them. I'm tempted to see if to find out if there's a way to find out if sugar wasn't put in the gas tank. I know Josh Intinman was a part of that, was there in that situation. Ed, there's a few others that I know you're connected to, Kenneth and Christian. And every time I ended up around somebody that you're connected to, something bad happened. Every time. Sorry, Ed. I know you've been watching this stuff. This is why I haven't bothered to respond to you. I miss you, man, and I love you a lot, but you took part in some very fucked up shit, and I hope you're proud of yourself. You, with your living situation, if that's still going on, maybe you should look in the mirror and ask yourself if that's not karma for you fucking taking part too. Bray losing her job and all this other shit at that one time. Now she's not like she's not working now. She's working now, but not having a car, all this other shit, all this bad shit that started happening. Her new addictions and all this other shit. I'm sorry, but I can't help but say that that's karma too. Karma has been paying her a visit because of her part. You guys took the time to go and intentionally do harm to somebody who was fighting to save their relationship, while you guys were intentionally paying somebody and manipulating someone into destroying that person's life. And now your mom gets to answer for her karma too. She might still have her job, but eventually they're going to see who she is. Her complaining how much she hates it and all that stuff there at times, and then she likes it and does all this shit. She's doing exactly what she did at every other job. I'm proud of where she got in life in that sense, because she worked hard for that. And because of your guys' involvement, it could very easily become undone. Just by her being an idiot and fucking out doing stupid shit at your influence and her friends' influences. You can sit and think I'm being arrogant and all this stuff. No, I'm basically looking at you dead in the face, even though I'm looking right at the camera and having a look right here. But yeah. You guys destroyed lives and you had fun with it. And you got a kick out of it. It was entertaining, wasn't it, Kenneth? Is it entertaining to see your own picture and how you treated your dad? And now the world gets to see it, and it's not the first time. Your shit's on my pen post on Facebook, too. Your threats, your shit talking, all of it. Christian shit is on there. So is your mom's. It's not all there. It's all there, though. Cross between this, Facebook, and all, I'm actually considering going through and unlocking everything. And I've already begun unlocking a few. You guys intentionally took part in financially exploiting your disabled dad, and you want to call your disabled dad a piece of shit for fighting for his relationship that you guys were intentionally undermining. So, with that being said, I'm going to be doing my best to make this the last time I address you guys. No parent should ever have to look at their child and look at them dead in the face and say, you're a piece of shit for the things that you did. There's no love lost and there's no love gained. There's no love. What you did was fucking wrong. And I pray to God it doesn't happen to your own marriage. That somebody doesn't decide to get in the middle of your marriage and do what you did. Considering it already happened once between your best friend and your ex-girlfriend. That was karma, Kenneth. Karma's not done with you. And I see it coming back around for you. All of you are going to start feeling it. The fact that your grandma's is talking about going back to work and all this shit, gee. For somebody who's so better than everybody who's finding herself in a situation where she's feeling lonely and they're having a hardship and they're probably are having a little bit of starting to realize that there's a little bit of financial strain to keep on budget. She's having to go back to work. Or not having to, but considering it. Back to bartending. That all says enough about all of you. I'd like to see you in my shoes, Kenneth. I'd like to see you be the one to have to do the cooking, the cleaning, the home repairs, the maintenance, the property updates, cleaning the property up, doing all that shit on that home. I want to see you destroy your fucking spine, making your wife happy. I want to see you lose your legs for 2-3 weeks, trying to get firewood. Because you crushed your back. I want to see you do all that and hold down a 40-hour a week job with no help from your other half. The only help that they'll give is to help you go insane and help you lose your shit. And they might help a little bit on food and stuff because they got to eat too. Otherwise, they won't help you with anything else. I want to see you take the responsibilities of a home 100% onto your own shoulders. Your wife needs to sit at home and do nothing. If she's working, she needs to keep her money. Because after all, Kenneth, you are okay with this. If your wife's working, she needs to keep her money. And the only things that she should feel obligated to pay for is her own vehicle, her insurance, all that. That's the only thing she has to pay for. You are responsible for everything else. The bills, all of it. The repairs, the cleanup, all of it. While holding down a 40-hour-a-week job. You don't need teamwork. You can do it by yourself, Kenneth. The way I did. While your wife gets to go have fun. You can sit and take care of animals and kids at home. You can be the one to do all the fucking work while she goes has fun. Same with you, Christian. Alexia can keep her paychecks. She doesn't need to pay in any bills or help you with anything. You got it all. You got a good job, too, actually. But she doesn't need to help you with anything. You get to fucking take responsibility of your home now. You get to clean your home. You get to fucking maintain it. You get to repair it. You get to do all that shit on top of your 40-hour-a-week job. The part that you should be happy about, you don't have a place with over an acre of fucking land to manage. By yourself. While your other half sits at home talking shit about you. To your kids, to her parents, everyone. What kind of piece of shit you are for doing your best to take care of her and do your part and allow her the freedom to keep her paychecks. All you expect in return is for her to prioritize you and the relationship and to love you. But instead, she'll go out and prioritize another man and sleep with him. How would you like that, Christian? How about you, Kenneth?